Good morning, dear student. In today's lecture, we will discuss uh, the chapter that is therapeutic radiopharmaceuticals from CHI 332 section 2nd. So, let us discuss some introductory part of this therapeutic radiopharmaceuticals. So, radioactive nuclei. So, what is meant by radioactive nuclei? So, we are very much interested some basic concept regarding to this radioactivity, radioactive nuclei, what is by radioactive nuclei, and different modes of decay. So in this lecture we are very much interested in different modes of decay, and then we discuss which radio nuclei it is used in pharmaceuticals. So a radioactive nuclei is a radio nuclei is a radioactive nuclei with an unstable nucleus. So what is the radioactive nuclei which having unstable nucleus, which having unstable nucleus that dissipates its energy, that dissipates its excess energy, means that loss its excess energy, that loss its excess energy by spontaneously emitting ionizing radiation, excess energy by emitting radiation such as alpha, beta, gamma radiations, such as alpha, beta, and gamma radiations. So, what is this radioactive nuclei? These are the unstable nucleus, or which having an unstable nucleus, it is considered as a radioactive nuclei, which dissipates its excess energy, which loss its excess energy by emitting radiation such as alpha, beta, and gamma radiations. In nuclear medicine, these radionuclei are used in nuclear medicine. They are used for diagnosis purpose. They are used for diagnosis, uh, for treatment of different diseases, diagnosis, treatment, and research. They are also used for diagnosis, treatment, and research. So this is radioactive nuclei, which is an unstable nucleus which lost its energy by emitting radiation such as alpha, beta, and gamma radiations. So we are very much interested in different modes of decay, that is alpha decay, beta decay, then the gamma decay, different types of decay. So let us discuss these different types of decay before discussing the remaining points of this chapter, that is the mode of decay. So there is a different types of modes of decay. One is alpha decay, second is beta decay. In beta decay, this beta decay again classified into three types, that is beta plus decay, beta minus decay, and electron capture. So this beta plus, beta minus, and electron capture, and then third one, that is the gamma decay, and the fourth one is your spontaneous fission, spontaneous fission, spontaneous fission. So let us discuss one by one. What is alpha, beta, gamma, and spontaneous fissions? So you should remember the names, that is alpha decay, beta decay, gamma decay, and spontaneous fission. So we are very much familiar with this decay process, that is alpha decay. So what is this alpha decay? Whenever a nucleus undergo disintegration, its atomic number, it is decreases by 2 unit, and its mass number is decreases by 4 unit. So such a emissions which results into the formation of helium atom, helium nucleus, then it is considered as a alpha decay. So in this case, if you consider X is a radioactive nuclei, it having a mass number A and atomic number Z, when it undergo dissociation, it undergo disintegration, then we get a species in which the mass number is decreases by 4 unit, and Z it is decreases by 2 unit, with emission of the helium nucleus, which having a mass number 2 and the atomic number 2. So this is alpha decay. Generally this alpha decay, those having a high uh, atomic weight, so we can consider those having a higher mass, these radionuclide undergo such a kind of fission, that is alpha decay. So in alpha decay, the atomic number it is decreases by 2 unit, and mass number it is decreases by 4 unit, and we get a particle. The particle which is emitted in this alpha decay, it is known as the helium. So let us discuss the second most, that is beta decay. Beta decay. So in beta decay, so different types of decay is there: beta minus decay, beta plus decay, and electron capture. So we'll discuss first, that is beta minus decay. So what is this beta minus decay? Whenever a beta minus decay is there, so there is the emission of electrons. So you should remember what is this beta minus decay. The first point is what? The emission of electron from the nucleus. Emission of electron from the nucleus. Then we consider whenever this beta minus decay is occur, there is a conversion of neutron to proton. Conversion of neutron to proton. So you should remember this point. That is, whenever an electron is ejected, means the proton is increases. So whenever there is a beta minus decay, the neutron is converted into proton. So you should remember, that is, neutron is converted into proton. Neutron is converted into proton with emission of beta particle, beta minus particle, and some neutrino, some particle, that is neutrino particles. So emission of electron, and neutron is converted into proton. Generally, if you consider which radionuclei shows beta minus decay, so the nuclei having high neutron to proton ratio, so they having high neutron to proton ratio, they will shows this beta minus decay. And again, if you consider the example is we can consider example, that is 14 carbon 6. 14 carbon 6, it undergo beta minus decay to gives 14 nitrogen 7 with emission of this beta particles, emission of electrons, and some neutron. So this is all about the beta minus decay. So you should remember what is beta minus decay, that emission of electrons from the radioactive nuclei. Whenever there is a beta minus decay, the conversion of neutron to proton, and generally the radioactive nuclei having high neutron to proton ratio, they undergo beta minus decay. So let us discuss the next, that is beta plus decay. So beta plus decay. Beta plus decay, it is just opposite to that of beta minus decay. So in this case, what is going on? In this case, a positron emission. So this beta plus decay, it is also known as positron emission. Positron emission means a positive electron is removed. So you should remember, a positive electron is removed from this nucleus. Positive electron is removed from this nucleus. So you can consider here a positive electron is removed from this nucleus. Again, if you consider it is a positive electron is removed, so in this case the proton is converted into neutron. So in this case, the conversion of what? Proton to neutron. So you should remember the conversion of proton to neutron. So in beta minus decay, we study that is the neutron is converted into the proton, but in this beta plus decay, the proton is converted into neutron. So that is conversion of proton to neutron, conversion of proton to neutron with emission of positron, and some antineutrino particles, So whenever there is a beta plus decay, it is also known as positron emission. So in positron emission, a positive electron is emitted, proton is converted into neutron with emission of antineutrino. And if you consider the radioactive nuclei having low neutron to proton ratio, so low neutron to proton ratio, so they are having low neutron to proton ratio, shows beta plus decay. They will shows beta plus decay. So this is regarding to the beta plus decay. It is also known as positron emission. Let us discuss the next one, that is electron capture. Electron capture, it is similar. Let us discuss this electron capture. It is similar to beta plus decay. So you should remember, in beta minus decay, the atomic number it is increases by 1 unit. In beta plus decay, the atomic number is decreases by 1 unit. And electron capture is similar to beta plus decay, means the atomic number is decreases by 1 unit. So if you consider the example, in this case 195 mercury having atomic number 80, it will take one electron, and it is converted into 195 Au gold having atomic number 79. So the electron capture, it is similar to beta plus decay. The atomic number it is decreases by 1 unit. So the remaining points regarding to this electron capture is that an inner orbital electron capture by the nucleus, an inner orbital electron capture by the radioactive nucleus. Generally it is a slow process. It is slow process. It is similar to beta plus decay. Produced by the nuclei which having low neutron to proton ratio. So low neutron to proton ratio nuclei, it will shows electron capture. So this is regarding to the beta minus, beta plus, and electron capture. So these are they are included in beta plus decay. Let us discuss the next one, that is the gamma decay. That is gamma decay. So what is this gamma decay? The emission of gamma particles. So if you consider cobalt 60, it is very useful species, cobalt 60, having atom number 27. When it undergo uh, a gamma decay, then it will converted into nickel 6028 with emission of electrons. Means it first undergo beta minus decay, and then emission of what? Gamma particles. Emission of what? Gamma particles. So these gamma particles are high energy particles. So these gamma particles are high energy particle. High energy particles. So this is regarding to the gamma decay. So in spontaneous fission, the last point is what? The spontaneous fission. The radioactive nuclei disintegrate into different nucleus. The radioactive nuclei disintegrate into different smaller nucleus, and generally this process is slow process. So if you consider the CF 252 having atomic number 98, it undergo a spontaneous fission to give xenon 140 54 plus Ru 108 44 plus 4 neutron is there. So this is very slow process. This is very slow process. So we are very much interested in alpha, beta, and gamma. So we are very much interested mainly in beta and gamma decay, because the radioactive nuclei which is used in pharmaceuticals, they are beta particles emitters and gamma emitters. So we are very much interested in beta particles and gamma particles emitters. So in next lecture we will discuss which radioactive nuclei it is a gamma emitters and beta emitters. So this is all about the introduction regarding to the radioactive decay. Thank you.